Hello, beautiful beings of light. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I'm moving a little bit earlier right now, and I'm kind of going with the flow and what I've been called, the times I'm being called to hop on here. So I hope your day is filled with magic, filled with present moments, with breath, with expansion. And if you are contracting, that you're contracting in ease and grace as you go within to find those beautiful jewels and treasures that await you, await your discovery. So I have received a message from Sarah, and I would like to pass that forward today, and then I will make 2 announcements. So, dive deep in the pool within, the womb of creation. You are held in the great Sophic womb, remade and created. Open gentle arms to the love you seek. Open heart of one to the beauty you are. Open your mouth and sing, sing your creation, sing forth creation. Sing forth into being, purity, oneness, unity, the all that is. Open the galactic gateways with your breath of life. Starlight pours forth, filling every cell of your being. Open your eyes, beloved, to the clues and jewels that lie before you. Open your ears to the melodies that enfold and enwrap you. You have everything you need in your DNA. It's opening, unfolding, creating, remembering, becoming. Your heart is your compass. It dances, it moves, it sings. It vibrates in frequency for you to open and listen. Allow it to guide you with its compassion, in grace, in laughter, the light of one. It is connected to the all. You have everything you need within you. Your DNA has everything you need. So, when Sarah was coming forward, I was listening to her talk about the Mer, the Mar, and a lot of names that we hear have Mer or Mar in them, and that is the ancient old name for the sea, right? And we may hear the word mermaid, the maidens of the sea, or names like Mara, right, of the sea, Mary, and the sea is not only the galactic sea that is connected to our inner sea, our inner beingness, our creation, our womb. Everybody has an energetic womb, right? But our connection within, because we are made of sea as well, right? We have that salty, that watery creation within us, every single one of us. And in that, we are connected to the galactic heavens, the galactic worlds, the starry heavens above, the spheres of light and planets and the frequencies that they hold. We have everything within us. We have been encoded and created, and we continue to create ourselves. We continue to unfold and blossom from the inside out. Everything begins within. I'm going to open this. They're telling me open a little bit of light. Everything begins within, right? And it begins to emerge from within us, just like things emerge from the sea. They rise from the sea because there are worlds in our sea and our oceans that we are not aware of. Okay, we may be those of us that travel in dream time, which we all can, right? But when you're ready, your guides will take you deep diving. And one of your guides, your most profound guide, I feel, and you take what works for you and that resonates and leave the rest, but is your highest self. And they take you on a journey. We are multidimensional beings. Multidimensional. And so when we sleep at night and we dream, we do travel to other places and times and spheres and worlds and beingness and different types of being. We have different frequencies, different vibrations. Right now in my animal magic course, I'm teaching about shapeshifting and what that really means and what that ancient practice is and how to employ it in a sacred manner for the benefit of all, not just humankind, angel kind, star being kind, which we are all, right? We're part of the all, but the beautiful earth, everything within her and her beingness. We are constantly recreating ourselves, constantly reweaving ourselves. Our bodies, our physical bodies are just dense light. That's my take, my information I receive. We are a dense form of light and material. We have become that material, but we are opening, we are recreating ourselves into this crystalline structure, right? And this structuring, and I don't know how many of you know, I feel like several of you do, right back here. Yes, I'll go there. I'll answer that question because I've encountered that myself lately, and I will explain that. But right back here, the well of dreams, this chakra back here, the well of dreams is what I like to call it. And not only is this open, and we need to reseal that or anoint it every morning, that we return from our multidimensional realities when we dream, okay? And that's something I'll be sharing very soon, how to do, okay? But here, just so you know where to find it. But it's important to understand that you go and you do a lot of work during your travels at night. You do a lot of work and receive information and unfold even more, okay? So when we come back, we need to treat that in a sacred manner, allow ourselves to close the door behind us, and move forward with the information. So I'm going to answer this question, and then I'm going to move forward again into this, because the C, the mar, the mer is what keeps coming forward, and why I wore blue today, when actually today's a day that I call Orange Day. So I do have on orange pants, though, just in case you were worried about that. So, but no worries. Having scary dreams. Why do our guides bring us scary dreams? Well, our guides don't really bring us scary dreams. We, our highest selves, opt to show us those dreams, to show us that portal which we go through. We choose to travel in that portal. Our guide helps us as well. Our guide usually tries to keep us out of that space, but if it's for our highest good, because sometimes we're very curious and we move into it anyway, and it's not for our highest good, but if it's for our highest good, then we'll be guided into there for just a moment to retrieve what it is that we need. Okay, so scary dreams. Look at that dream. What is it telling you? Okay, think about what your scary dream might be telling you. What symbols do you see in it? Is it scary to you because why? Because there was a different type of being in there with you? Because it was dark? Because you saw life force energy being around? Okay. And there's another word for life force energy, but I call it life force energy. And so you want to think about what's happening in that scary dream. What is that showing you? What medicine are you giving yourself? What healing, what alchemy are you sending yourself? Because we face our biggest fears sometimes at night. And I'll say our biggest multi-dimensional fears at night in our dream time. We don't always remember, but when we do, it leaves us shaken a little bit, right? And it is something to bring in, to look at, to have that ferocity, energy, that fierce energy, and that harmonic being, that still Rock of Gibraltar. Here I am, standing feet up on the earth, and I have a warrior stance saying, no thanks, I don't believe that. I choose not to accept that and weave that into my reality. I choose to say, no. I release that illusion that's trying to pull me into that fear, that thinking, that, whatever that is that you've dreamt of. And without you telling me what that dream might be, I can't go any further with that, but those are some thoughts and ideas about it, okay? I've had one myself. Yes, I've had one myself that was very unsettling. And so you want to think about all of those things I just said. What did it look like? If you were watching a movie, you want to look at it from beginning all the way through in sequence that you can remember to the end. And remember how you felt, what was said, what colors were shown, every single detail you can about the dream. I suggest that you sit and meditate on it. If it's too much for you to write it out, because here's a tool that helps children, and I think if it helps children, it helps us, because sometimes we've turned down our inner child's voice saying, please do this, because you are a magical being inside, and I remember that. So for children, I ask them to write it down or have their parent write it down. For very young children, draw pictures of it, right? You would think that that would imprint it more, but what it does is it brings it out. It sets it right there in front of them, and they can confront physically, because since we are in this form of physical matter, because we're shifting, we're evolving. So because of that, I have them draw it. I talk about it with them. And I have clients who have their children talk with me about it, or, I even talk with my son about his, and he's very young, but they can talk about it. And there are different ways that we can do that. If you want to know more for yourself, you can look at my Certified Dream Interpreter course or the children's course that I did recently. And we focus primarily on the scary dreams because it's happening often, and it's because you're such a bright light. And that's the key I really want to share with you. You're such a bright light that sometimes you'll either go into this place because you're initiating yourself to release that fear, to face that fear, and be that warrioress light, okay, to alchemize it and release it so you can expand and grow. Drop that illusion, dissipate it, rise like the phoenix. Or something is pulling on you. Okay, something in the multi-dimensional place that you've traveled is coming to you because you're such a bright light and wants your attention. And this is what's happening with children, right? So I invite you to sit and hold your hands over your heart space and ask, is this initiation for myself? Is this something I need to alchemize, or is this something else that's pulling on me? And then right? That's trying to get my attention. And listen to the first thing that arises. Now, I'm going to move forward into that. But especially right now, because we're in this Venus, if you saw my YouTube yesterday, I was guided to just talk about a little bit about Venus and the Venusian integration we're going through right now. She's in the underworld. She's in her shadowy place with that retrograde aspect. And so it's like this underworld, this shadowy place where these things will arise right now. And look at them. You're welcome. Always. I'm honored to answer your questions. It's humbling, and I appreciate you asking them. So I thank you for that. But this place of this cycle she's going through, so are we. We're going with her because she is the cosmic heart, right? And our heart opens and connects with the cosmic heart because we are a part of the cosmic heart. We are part of that. And so she takes us on a journey. And this journey, if you want to listen to my YouTube from yesterday, you can see that. I think it was called Receptivity and something. Right now I'm in a different place and they're talking to me, so I'm like, anyway, you can look at that. But it talks a little bit more about that. So look at your dream, watch that YouTube, and see like what you might be going through and how it relates to the Venusian integration right now. Okay, because I'm hearing that you'll find a connection. Okay, and so know that those scary places, sometimes one, we're either really curious and we need to release that, or two, something's pulling us because your light's so bright. And your light is so bright. It calls to your families, your star families, your elven families, your fae families, your angelic families, your earth families, the elemental families. It calls to all the beings that you are connected to. And wow, that's pretty much everything. But especially the families that are wanting to connect with you and that you want to connect with for your highest good. So going back to the Mer or Mar that keeps coming in and keeps coming in, I keep hearing this. And so I've been guided to also, this has been percolating. I've been receiving information and you know, the guidance to begin this path, or continue, I should say, this path of the Sophianic Song of Stars. And in that lies one of the paths that I call the Rose Lineage. And you may have heard that term before, the Rose Lineage. And Sarah is one that has asked me, along with some other beings, to step forward, including my highest self. As I've awakened to past life memories and remembered as they've blossomed within me and called to me, it's time. So I hope that you will join me February 1st for the first in many that I'll be offering, that we will be offering upon the Rose Path, the Rose Lineage. And this one will be the Path of Myrrh. And Myrrh, again, the seas, the celestial seas and the seas within us, the seas within the earth as well. So as we connect to that and what Myrrh is, what the mermaid lineage is. So if any of these words resonate with you, right, I invite you to join me. Holy Shakti, Grail lineage, Sacred Union, Priestesses of Isis, Cosmic Vision, Book of Love, Path of Love, Mermaid, Aphrodite, Lady of the Lake, the Mysteries, Blue Rose, Camelot. So if anything in there resonates and you feel a calling, I would be honored to have you join me February 1st for Rose Lineage Path of Myrrh. You can find that on my website, melissavirtue.com. You can make any comments below, ask any questions. I'd love to hear what you are dreaming right now and what you're connecting with blues. There's a lot of blue energy coming in, I feel, right now with that golden Christ light, those waves of, you know, those cosmic waves of light and this shifting lightning of this gold all around us. So with this, I see this blue auric field, if you will. And so again, that to me is the myrrh, the sea. She's calling, she's calling. And we will have a ritual. We will have, there will be a message or another word for that transmission. Also a historical aspect to it and what all of this means and everyday practical use of this and movement and more. So if you've been seeing blue, feeling blue, you know, any of those, I would love to know if you want to make any comments below. Like I said, of any dreams that have been coming forward during this Venusian integration, comment below if you would like, and I would love to address that. But know before you go to bed, you can always clear your auric field with water, right? Water. And you can even put a little bit of salt in that water, and you can anoint, down your chakras, anywhere you feel drawn to and called to. But have your heart light surround you in a cocoon of light before you go to bed. And you will feel quite a difference. And it'll also bounce out those dreams that you're curious about and you go into that aren't really your highest good. Okay. Now, before I go, I am going to draw a card from my new deck. It's actually a children's deck, and I'm so excited about it. I mentioned it in my YouTube yesterday, Nighttime Dream Time. They arrived. And it's actually 45 children's affirmations for bedtime. And the beautiful Noelle Swanson, let's see, I'm going to bend forward here. I have her picture. Noelle, yay! Was the artist, and she incorporated color therapy in her artwork, which so powerful. So it has a high frequency, and light language and sacred geometrical shapes and light language in the card deck. So it was such an honor and a pleasure to create this with her. But this came to me when my son was going through, and all children do this, and we do this, just, go through these times where we're receiving a lot at night. And so I was guided to create something that we could use as a meditation focal point. Draw a card, focus on that before bed, say that affirmation, say a story, tell a child a story, have them draw a card, and that can be a story prompt. You could do this during the day as well, and then repeat it at night, or bring it back and tie it, pack it up nicely before bed. And pack it up is a phrase of, bring it back around full circle before they go to bed. But we draw a card every night and talk about that. So for example, I'm going to draw one for you for tonight. Here we are. So here's one. And it says, feel the shining crown on your head. It never falls off. You're magical and always connected to the divine. To repeat that for children and to remind them of that is what they float off into, or what they surround themselves in thoughts and sound. So when we speak, we are giving healing. We are giving vibration, frequency when we speak. Speaking in our voice it's an instrument. It's an instrument of light. And so when you speak to someone, especially before bedtime, and the tone you use and the way that you say something, it can wrap them in this light. It can wrap them in this energy and frequency. And you can do this for yourself. This is why speaking before bed can be very powerful for you. Chanting or saying an affirmation to yourself, saying, I am love, and even placing your hand on that vibration right there at your throat. But feeling this and letting children know their crown never falls off. They are part of the divine. They are all that they see that is beautiful and magical as well. But we want to leave them with that feeling so they move through the thresholds, move into dream time, crossing the threshold into those other worlds, because they are multidimensional beings as well as we. And it is important for them to remember that as they are traveling at night, as they are receiving information, and it is for you as well. So, so one of my cards, I'm going to see another one. So I really love this. We have some cards in here as well that spoke for themselves, and we wanted the light language to resonate, and children they know these, and you probably can't see it with the you probably can't see it in the light, but I did post this on my Instagram a while back. And so if you go to my Instagram at MelissaVirtue8, then you'll find the picture here. And So we have that one, and then we have this. And, you know, children don't perceive things the way we do. Remember, they can, especially the ones coming in now and that have been coming in for a while, they can see, hear, feel, absorb so much quicker. They are very expanded and open. And so what might seem a little scary to you, because one of my family members saw that card and said, whoa, that might be a little bit scary. I showed my son and he was fascinated and just loved it. So children see things differently. They understand in a different vibration, in a different way, different layer. So I invite you to ask your inner child to show you what you may be missing, what you need to bring in for yourself. All right? But I'm really excited about this deck. And so I want to leave you with one last one here. And so I know my light's glaring on it a little bit, but everything is possible. And it says it underneath here as well. And this card also, a little secret, it also means as within, so without. As above, so below. Because it's written above, and there it is, reflected. Right? Reflected. So I leave you with that thought. I thank you for joining me, and I would love for you to comment below, click the bell if you like this, subscribe if you want to follow so you don't miss any. And I'll be back sometime soon, before Thursday, to talk about the sealing off of, you know, or closing that doorway when we come back from dream time. So feel that myrrh within, feel your myrrhness, your beingness within the oceans of creation. They are calling you. They are calling you. Right now, again, we're in that incubation time, that integration time. Allow that to be. Many blessings to you. Thank you for joining me. So much love.